Hey YouTube, these are 5 tips to survive max difficulty in Helldivers 2. Check your fit. Before jumping into Malevolon's Creek, it's wise to check your loadout. Shotguns are great at reducing blobs of enemies, and at higher difficulties, it'll be mostly hordes pushing you. The 500k bomb is great at wiping out large masses of enemies, and the railgun strike can single shot a Bio Titan. I highly recommend bringing out these 2 in your loadouts. The Quasar cannon is also an excellent choice because it deals loads of damage. It doesn't use ammunition and leaves a backpack slot free for a shield. Make sure to pick the perfect outfit too. There are stats, but it's more about looking cool, because if you look cool in the game, then it won't hurt as bad when the enemy stomps you. Lastly, it's a good idea to warm up in a level 4 or below difficulty. Once you get into higher levels, you want to be at your A game, because what you're trying to achieve is the collection of higher quality samples, but you need to stay alive to do so. Eye on the prize. Okay, so now we're good to drop into a level 9 Helldive. The first thing to keep in mind is the objective. Very quickly, you'll be swarmed on all sides by enemies. It's very easy to get distracted and lost. A lot of times, you'll be distracted with just trying to survive, that you'll have become disoriented and have no bearing of where you are on the map. So, mark the objective as soon as possible, and no matter what, keep a constant movement towards the direction of your marker. The sooner you can complete objectives, the sooner you can call in an extract. The longer the match goes on, the more encounters you'll have to face, and in doing so, lower your chances of survival. The enemy will not stop, so it's best to keep focused on the objective. Also, stay with your teammates as best you can. These levels are not meant to be soloed. You'll have more firepower if you can at least stay with 1 or 2 of your squad mates. You simply just don't have enough firepower or stratagems to keep up with the enemy. Dance for democracy. At max levels, it's vital that you use every resource in your inventory to stay alive. You need to be constantly switching weapons at hand, grenades, stratagems, and back to your primary weapon, all while running, diving, resting, and running again. The whole match should feel like a sort of dance. It should be synonymous whether the Helldiver is fighting on a godforsaken planet or dancing in a Broadway musical. If worst comes to worst, the enemy is all over you, and you know that you're gonna die, kamikaze yourself for democracy. Throw a 500k bomb right on your position. This is a great way of utilizing your death, because although you died, it still reduces the enemy's numbers, which eases the load on other squad mates. Run. There's nothing wrong with falling back and living to fight another day. If you're on the verge of being overrun and dying, and you see an opening to flee, it's better to stay alive and run than it is to stay and die. You want to preserve your samples that you've collected, and you want to preserve the number of lives that your team has to respond. This should be treated as a precious resource because it means that if someone dies, then you can quickly respawn rather than running out of lives and having to wait for a timer. The more firepower you can have on the map on all times, the better. The key here is not to get tunnel vision. It's easy to be in the loop of just surviving and forgetting to look for the way out. So, if the option presents itself, run. Hang back, let your teammates be the snack. Inserting yourself into any and all battles isn't always the wisest option. There are simply too many enemies to fight through. So if you can hang back and play a support role, do so. If you see a bug breach, preload a stratagem for whatever comes out. If a Bio Titan spawns, then you immediately have a railgun strike, and your teammates who are being chased won't have to stop and spam in the combo to take out the Titan. In fact, hanging back and spamming stratagems and explosives is a great idea, especially from an elevated position. These were some tips that I learned so far. If you have any, let me know down in the comments below. Either way, thanks for watching.